it's definitely really hard to believe it has been 10 years. It's not a day or
minute that
hardly
goes
a minute
by.
goes by. She's not part of what we are.
Maddie just had her 30th birthday, the end of April. Yeah, and she's missing out on a lot. And she's been missing now a third of her life, 10 years. You know, she's just a wonderful, messy, creative, loving, and sister-in-law. And she's missing, and that's the message that we have to keep going with, that she is missing, and we have to find her. And somebody knows something, and somebody needs to come forward with info. We need help to find Maddie. And if anybody has info, they can either contact the local detachment at 250-567-2222, or you can remain anonymous and you could call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. We have a $100,000 reward that's being offered, and we have a recurring image that Maddie's sitting somewhere waiting for us to rescue her, and we haven't found her yet. And we need to find her. So please help us find her. And we'd like to thank everyone too. We've had amazing support, and it just continues, and we're so grateful to everyone.
That's the one thing that resonates in me is the support we've received over the last 10 years and continue to. It's amazing the amount of help, support. You know, whenever we need to do fundraising, whatever, it's never been an issue. So that's one thing that we're very grateful for.
Thanks to everyone.
Madison Scott was a beautiful 20-year-old girl with copper red hair, hazel eyes, and she stood 5 foot 4 inches tall. She weighed 160 pounds. Madison had a tattoo of a bird on the inside of her left wrist. Madison's ears and nostril are pierced. In the words of Maddie's mom, Maddie is the type of girl that is very independent, strong, witty, and smart. She loves her family and her friends, and she loved life. She just loves doing all of her activities. She is into photography, dirt biking, swimming, water sports. Maddie is just a great, well-rounded person. Madison and her acquaintance, Geordie Balduke, went camping at Hogsback Lake on Friday, the 27th of May. Madison purchased a bottle of wine and a 6-pack of beer. She packed up her tent and a few toiletries, pajamas, a cooler, and then placed them in her truck and set out for some fun at the lake for the evening. It was also the night that Madison's friend Garrett was celebrating his 25th birthday, so a party was being held at Hogsback as well. Garrett announced it on Facebook, hoping that it would reach as many of his friends as possible. Upon arrival at the campsite at 8 p.m., Geordie and Maddie were excited and unpacked the tent and began arranging it for setup. Disappointment set in when the girls realized that the tent was too small and they forgot the poles. They decided to jump back into the truck and head back to town, which was a 20-minute drive. At 9:30 p.m. they got home, and a surprised Dawn, Maddie's mom, asked why they were back, and Maddie replied that she had come home to grab her tent poles. They found the poles, and Maddie said goodbye to her mom, and off they flew back to the lake. The girls weren't particularly close, and Madison had canceled out on a get-together with her cousin Cora Kelly to attend the campout. When Geordie and Madison arrived back at the campsite at 10 p.m., they set up the tent and gathered firewood with some other girls that were there. Eventually, the birthday party started to wind up and approximately 46 people arrived. Most of the partygoers were between the ages of 18 and 25, and a few older people up to about 40 years. Almost all of them were from the Vanderhoof area. Geordie said that the party started to change and she got really drunk and fell into the fire. She met up with a young man that that lives close to Hogsback Lake area. Jordy decided that she was too drunk to stay with Maddie at the campsite, so she told Maddie that she was going to be leaving with Tyler, her newfound boyfriend. Maddie really wanted her friend to stay, but Jordy really felt that she needed to go because she was very drunk. Jordy left the campsite and left all of her things behind with Maddie. A little later in the evening, some people that came to the party late noticed Maddie was there by herself and encouraged her to come with them out of concern for her. Maddie refused. She insisted that she was staying because her things were here and she wasn't packing up. Madison was last seen between 2:45 and 3 a.m. Hogsback Lake is located 24.5 kilometers southeast from Vanderhoof down the Blackwater Road. It is a forestry campsite with 3 campsites, a swimming area, and a dock. The lake itself is 1 kilometer long and surrounded by thick forest, with several trails leaving the campsite, including a portion of the Telegraph Trail. Maddie was left by herself at Hogsback after the birthday party wrapped up. Garrett himself, that was supposed to stay overnight, had a disagreement with his girlfriend and he packed up his tent and left as well. The sad thing is that everyone left the party and Maddie was left there by herself in the dark with no protection. On Saturday, May 28, 2011, Jordy Balduke returned to the lake at 10 a.m. and was concerned when she saw that the tent that Maddie was sleeping in was wide open with the contents strewn about and pushed to the side and no Maddie. Jordy gathered her belongings and left the site and headed back to town for work. Jordy did not phone anyone to inquire where Maddie may be. Later that morning, Garrett returned also to clean up from the night before. Garrett noticed that Maddie's tent was intact and zipped up. He assumed that Maddie was inside sleeping. Maddie's truck was also parked next to the campsite. Garrett didn't notice any other campers near or in the camping area. Saturday night, there was another party at Hogsback Lake. Out of the 150 revelers that showed up, no one reports seeing Maddie. The age of the crowd of people that attended was ranging between 15 and 20 years old. Madison's little sister also attended, and the tent was flattened by a young man as an out-of-control joke. Maddie's parents were concerned, but because Maddie was a responsible 20-year-old, they did not report her missing. Jordy never did call Maddie's parents during this weekend. On Sunday, May 29, 2011, Dawn and Eldon, Madison's parents, were concerned that she hadn't called, nor was she answering her phone. They decided to head to Hogsback to look for her. When they arrive, the tent is flattened, her truck is there, locked with her purse inside. They proceeded to search the campsite and the surrounding area, but no Madison. The RCMP were immediately called and the official search and rescue effort began. The RCMP and search and rescue teams from Vanderhoof, Prince George, Burns Lake, and Fort St. James directed additional volunteer searches. Grid searches of the area starting from the campsite, and the lake was searched by boat and side-searching sonar. So what happened to Madison Scott? One can only speculate. There are many theories, rumors, and thoughts. The RCMP and Maddie's family are the only ones that have any leads, and yet they are still in a terrible kind of limbo, waiting, ever so frustratingly patient, for the ultimate conclusion to the mysterious disappearance of their beloved, precious daughter, Madison Scott. Through this tragedy, the Scott family has learned that their community has embraced their heartache and rallied behind them in their faithful search for sweet Maddie. Every year, the Scott family holds an annual poker rally. Many people from the community and surrounding communities participate. It keeps the awareness of Maddie's case alive. As of today, Madison has been missing just over 3,670 days. Once again, if you have any information, please call the Vanderhoof RCMP at 250-567-2222. Or to remain anonymous, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. To find out more information about Maddie's case, go to madisonscott.ca and findmaddie.ca. Together we can bring Madison home.